Listen to me very carefully. On the day of your examination, it is your mentality first and syllabus next. I will repeat this point again and again until this gets engraved in your brain. What's up, boys and girls? I'm Nikhil. So in this video, I'll be answering to those questions that are worrying you the most, like how much time should be spent for each question, or what subject do I start my exam with. So to answer your first question, which is how much time should I spend for each question. Now, if I was in your place, I would not worry about this question, but I would rather worry about the question, how much time should I give for each particular subject? The reason for this is because I've already set up my mentality. I will answer whatever I know rather than I have to answer 45 or 50 questions. Listen to me very carefully. On the day of your examination, it is your mentality first and syllabus next. I will repeat this point again and again until this gets engraved in your brain. I spent 1 hour 20 minutes for physics, 40 minutes for chemistry and 1 hour for mathematics. So if you're like me, you know only 60 to 65% of the syllabus, then how much time you spend on each question does not matter because you know less syllabus only. So you have to answer that question which you are attending correctly, no matter how much ever time it takes. But overall, you should make an outline like I will complete this subject, physics, in 1 hour 20 minutes. It can be any subject. For me, it was physics. How many ever questions that I can complete in that 1 hour 20 minutes, I'll do it. Once the 1 hour 20 minute mark is hit, I'll move on to the next subject. See, sometimes you would have prepared a chapter very well, but what happens is that in the exam, when you try and attend that question, you will not be able to reach the answer. This happened to me in my kinematics question. I studied kinematics very well, I was not able to answer. So when such a situation comes, don't take it personally that I have studied the chapter so I'll sit until I solve the question. No, once you reach the point where you think you can't find the answer, leave it there, move to the next question. This is a very, very, very important thing. Check your answers there itself. Once you've finished solving the first question, let's say you finish solving the first question, you have found the answer. Before you give save and next, just check whether all the calculations are correct there itself. You will not get time afterwards. If your calculation is wrong, you get -1, but if it's right, you get +4. Understand? And if you find a question that comes from the chapter you didn't study, just leave it there itself. Don't waste time even trying to solve it. You will not get the answer. Leave it there itself. Go to the next question. Sometimes what you do is that first question you know the answer, you write it. Second question you know the answer, you write it. Third question you're not able to find the answer. So you'll go, God, please help me. I'll put C option. This should be correct. God will not help you there. Okay? If you don't know the answer, leave it. Any day, if you know only 60 to 70% of the syllabus or even less, accuracy is more important than speed. It is not how many questions you read, but how many questions you solve correctly. And now, the order of attempting questions. Any YouTube channel you take will ask you to start your exam with chemistry and then go with physics and then go with mathematics, or start with chemistry and go with mathematics and then physics. Starting with chemistry is a common factor. My question to you is chemistry your strongest subject? If it is not, don't start with chemistry. Start with your strongest subject, move ahead with chemistry and then the weakest subject. Give your strongest subject 1 hour and 20 minutes, give chemistry 40 minutes and give your weakest subject, that is 1 hour. Why am I asking you to start with your strongest subject? Assume a case where you start with chemistry and very, very difficult questions are asked in chemistry. Now it was not a strongest subject, you started it because it was an easy subject. It's not a strongest subject. So once you are not able to answer in chemistry, your confidence will fall so low that even in the strongest subject, you will find it difficult to answer. But when you start with the strongest subject, you are already in the mindset that any question you ask me, I'll be able to answer. You have prepared it that well. Now you have 1 more month of time, right? So even if you have not started anything, at least learn 5 chapters or 10 chapters, but learn these chapters sincerely. Now when you go to your exam and you're able to answer questions from these chapters, let it be 10 questions or even 5 questions, you will understand the meaning of self-confidence and self-belief at that point.